Hi everyone. So this is my current view. I am up on the 16th floor of this building, and well, right there on the horizon is the Long Island Sound, but you can't see it unless I come over here because of course the rain. That's the harbor. The beach is in this area, and it's focusing on the raindrops. Anyway, I'm making this video today because I haven't made an update in a while for my channel, but I've lived in this city for over 8 years, right? And I have wanted to manifest living in this apartment complex. This is one of the most desirable complexes because of that right there, you know. It's a nice area, and they are quote unquote luxury apartments. They're filled with amenities. This is a very active area, community. So you get this nice park. It goes all the way down over there, and in that direction there is restaurants on the water. So it's very desirable to live here. And I've been pet sitting for about a year and a half now in the entirety of my journey with pet sitting. And last May, I was working for somebody. That's when I broke my ankle. And then 6 months later, I got fed up with her and I quit. And then just about a month ago, she contacted me and asked me to come back because I was a manager. So we talked. I kind of forgotten about a lot of the stuff that had really angered me. And I decided to give it another shot, right? There were different things that had popped up in the midst as different opportunities, which didn't pan out. But I kept my optimism about everything, knowing it would work out. And slowly, my Rover business has started to actually gain some traction. So I've done 2 different house sittings. This is my second one. The first one was it was 6 days in a cottage in north part of this city. Very nice, very secluded, very quiet, very private. And it was incredible. It was incredible. You know, it wasn't like super fancy, but the peace and the solitude that I had, and I was taking care of this gorgeous otter hound, which is a rare breed as far as the population of otter hounds in the entire world, and his little cat, his cat sibling. So that was 6 days of just privacy and solitude, and it was so needed. And this is another 3-day one. And I have wanted to live here, like I said, for 8 years. And I have done a lot of things to try and like put myself in what it would be like living in here, because I've been in every one of these apartment buildings delivering food, every single one of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buildings. Actually, and there's 3 more over there. 4 more over there. So like 13 of these buildings, 14, 15 of these buildings. I've been in every single one of them at some point in time. And I've done everything I can to imagine myself, put myself in it. And I got the opportunity to come stay in this one. They're on the top floor. It's 2-bedroom. It's really nice. It's really nice. Hang on. So just give you another shot. That's the same building. It's just 2 towers. So yeah, it's been nice here. I've been here for a day and a half, or a full day, I guess you could say. And it's nice to have the opportunity to actually put myself in the place where I want to live. And now I know. Now this is this is a feeling that I can attain. This is a feeling that I myself can create within myself. And the thing with the cottage, right? The thing with the cottage is that I was also toying with the idea of trying to find like a tiny home. I really don't require a lot of space, maybe between 400 and 500 square feet. 600, that would be great. I don't need a lot. But so I was toying with the idea of maybe I could find for rent a small little cottage in somebody's more affluent backyard, because in that direction over there, beyond those buildings, it starts heading towards Old Greenwich, and it's a very affluent area. So, and it's a very quiet, very peaceful area. So I was toying with that idea, and I've managed to have both opportunities, so to speak, where I could have the seclusion of being in a private little cottage and not having, kind of like a little house, and having pets and seeing what it's like. And both of them are really, really great. This one is the one that really, really calls to me because I've wanted this for so long. And what the biggest takeaway from this is that these apartments are quiet. They're so quiet. I can't even tell you. Like it's been completely silent up here, other than me putting TV on. It's amazing. I mean, yes, I can hear the fire engines because the firehouse is right over in this direction here, but you don't hear traffic. You don't hear BS. There is some construction because they're putting another they're developing more buildings. They've got this whole like section. So yeah, there's some of that, but that's really nothing compared to what I used to hear in my other apartment, which was in a lower frequency, lower income area. And I mean, and it's technically, it's just like right over there on the other, maybe a mile away. So it's really close. But anyway, I'm writing this because there's no question I've created these opportunities for me. And so now I have the opportunity. When I'm ready to create what I want to create, I can call upon these experiences because I've had them. And that's something that I'm very, very amped up about. So there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is living with lower frequency source players. Now, I don't know if there are any of you that are already currently living with lower frequency source players. This is the first time since I have been, since I've unlocked my script and I know what's going on, that I've lived for a prolonged amount of time with my lower frequency source player sibling and wife, so to speak. And I mean, I've stayed there for a period of time in 2021 when there was the flood, but really the amount of clutter, the amount of how attached they are to things that give them no value it's appalling, and it's startling, and their unwillingness to part with it. And I'm talking about things that border on hoarder. My niece having to constantly buy things. Now, granted, I was the same way when I was a kid, but the amount of stuffed animals and squishamallows and clutter in her room it's not, I can't see how anybody would feel good living like that, yet they do. They live like this all the time. And it's hard for me to adjust and not lose sight of what I'm doing because I'm surrounded by this garbage. So, garbage, proverbial garbage, not literal. But I mean, their house is in disarray, and it's almost like trying to convince them to get rid of it is almost like trying to convince them to cut off a limb. The attachments are so embedded in them. And my brother is really bad as far as having to acquire material things. And they're suffering financially. And it's interesting because it's like, how much more are you going to acquire? How much more are you going to buy? It's just going to keep going. And then he's going to cry that his money problems are just getting worse. Well, stop looking for validation within material objects and stop thinking that you need something to fulfill you. It doesn't work, right? So, yeah. These are just some things to leave you with to think about. It's also just to give you an update of what's going on with me and why I haven't been too active on YouTube. But yeah, this is something to make you think about, that these opportunities come a knocking and you take them. You take them, you walk through the door, and this is your sign to get your frequency up, stay focused on what you got to do. And there are many other things that I am brewing in my creations, hopefully. And I have to also say, like, the emotional well-being has been pretty consistent for me after I've done some serious clearing out. It really has improved. It has improved, and it's wow. It's shifting, and being able to handle different things that have continued to come my way, different tests, and how I just let them roll off my shoulders now. It's really great. It really is. I know I'm not articulating myself very as enthusiastically as I would, but yeah, I mean, this is pretty great. So yeah, so I'm taking care of her, and she's so easy. The poor little thing, she has no eyes. Her eyes were really bad, so they had to have surgery for her. And her mommy and daddy are temporarily on trips. So that's it. Yeah. Don't lose sight of what you're doing. That's it. And things can look bleak for a long time. They really could, if you haven't fully worked on your stuff enough. Well, if you haven't worked on your stuff enough to get things out of your way, but once you start making headway with that, stuff changes. Yeah. All right. So, on that note, thank you, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.